Well, I hope you enjoyed our little entertainment interlude there and our little music interlude. It's a busy week with news, so we're going to get right to it. Of course, this section of the show is where I talk about topics that are coming up and that have come up in the news during the last week or so, and I put my own little opinion spin on there. And like I said, for those of you who are on the left, you're probably not going to like this show. Those of you who are on the right and are Christians and are believers and want to be prepared and want to make a difference, you're probably going to like this show. Now, I do have some friends that are on the left, and I have friends that are on the right that think I'm just totally bat crazy, you know. They think I'm a lunatic or a nut job. I'm not. I'm just reporting what I see and putting my spin on it. That's why it's an opinion show. Yeah, it's a right-wing agenda. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a right-wing agenda, okay? It's a, libertarian, gun-toting, Bible-thumping, right smack down in the US of A agenda. So we're just going to get right to it, and I'll see you outside. It's been a busy week in the news, and, well, like I told you in this show, it is an agenda. Like I said, it's one man's opinion. Of course, I did that radio show a long time ago, but this is different. I feel like I want to step out and make a difference, so I'm gonna kind of relay the news, do my own opinion, provide a service for you guys. Now keep in mind, this is real news I'm talking about here. This isn't stuff that I just made up off the top of my head. These are stories right off of Blaze.com or theblaze.com. One of Glenn Beck's main contributors. It's also off of Fox News and various other news sources. So, there were terror suspects just recently apprehended in Seattle. How does that make you guys feel? Are we really doing our job, or is just the TSA a big waste of time and money? I think the latter. I think they're a big waste of time and money. And there's two stories related to this. Earlier in the week, they decided that they were going to stop patting down and filling up children, which, come on, it's common sense, folks. I'm sorry, but I don't fly anymore for this reason. I don't need them taking naked pictures of me, for one. And for two, I don't need them feeling my junk up, as they said in the Twitter channel and various other news sources. Some guy actually took a video camera in, recorded them doing all this stuff, and, well, said, don't fill up my junk, or, this, and this will happen. Well, TSA is a big waste of money. It's a waste of time. And in my opinion, they're no different than the brown shirts in Germany. The only difference is some of them are decent people, but a lot of them are just mean-faced, glib-haired Nazis that want to fill up your junk and make your life a living hell. Of course, that's just my opinion, and they're a waste of money. We're spending billions of dollars for what? And yet we still have terrorists in the United States plotting to blow up recruiting stations and plotting to do us harm. How about this one, America? Why don't we secure the southern border? Let's stop fighting wars we can't afford to fight, for one. Now, I know that sounds kind of leftist, but it's not. It's just common sense, okay? We've been over in the Middle East for how long now? A decade? And we have seen no improvement whatsoever, okay? Armies are not supposed to go and invade somewhere and rebuild it, okay? That's just stupid. That's not how wars are won, okay? You go in, you conquer the enemy, you blow them into the Stone Age, and you leave, okay? That's how you do it. That's how you save money, and you let them rebuild, And I don't understand this whole liberal agenda of rebuilding and nation building over there. They hate our guts, and they want to cut our throats, and we're the big giant Satan to them. So my question is why are we doing them any favors? You know, if you want to comment to this video, you're more than welcome to. Send me all your comments. I don't really care if you hate my guts. I'm just speaking my opinion. It's common sense. You don't spread your army so thin that you can't, how shall I put this? Supply them, give them the weapons they need, give them the rest and relaxation they need, stuff like that. You know, it's just common sense. So that's one of the big stories. We caught some terrorists up there in Seattle. So apparently law enforcement is still doing their job. But what about the other terrorists that are pretty much in the White House? Like Bernadine Dorn. Does that name ring a bell to anybody? Or Bill Ayers? Or half the people that the president allies himself with that are in the Weather Underground and various communist groups that are considered terrorists. They're domestic terrorists, but since they're left-wingers and communists, we'll just give them a free pass to let them do whatever it is they want to do. Let's move on to another story, and this story is actually kind of comical. One of the guys I like making fun of so much because he's an idiot is Chris Matthews, and he went on a rant just recently about Glenn Beck and Rush Limbaugh and all the other right-wing Christian talk show hosts and things, and says that we're hate mongers. Oh my God. Wow, what a concept. Hate mongers. Only you, Chris. Only you can come up with some filthy, stupid nonsense like that. You know, all I can do is pray for people like Chris Matthews and hope that, you know, the Holy Spirit will eventually touch them, or, you know, something will happen to make their heart change, or at least maybe they'll grow a brain stem. So that's one of the news issues up on the table this week. Is Chris Matthews going on rants? Like the guy gets any ratings anyway. I mean, that's like watching this show. I mean, I probably get higher ratings than he does, and I'm not even syndicated. I'm just sitting here with my video camera talking to you in America. I have no network backing me. I have no millions of dollars. I have no high budget stuff. I'm just speaking my mind. You know what the people want? They don't want all this fluff. They want reality. Okay? Not reality TV either. Let's just get the story straight here. Not reality TV, but reality. You know? See it through your own eyes. Do your own homework. I agree with what Glenn Beck says on that. In a way, this show is kind of like an offshoot of what he's doing. I need to step up and do my part. And that's why I'm relaying this. Okay. Already discussed the TSA nonsense. And, you know, the common sense of having these guys is just eluding me. We've wrapped Homeland Security and TSA and all this into one thing, and it's costing us a ton of money. We got perfectly trained soldiers that are overseas right now, fighting a war they can't win against a bunch of psycho jihadists that want to just kill us. Why not bring them back here where they're going to be most useful? Because I think things are going to get pretty hairy here soon, and they're going to be spread three sticks to the wind, and, well, I guess, you know, who's going to defend us? I guess the people are going to have to stand up and, you know, do something. This is where the next segment comes in, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. The other big story, and this one's really scary because I'm sure if you watch the news or you pay attention to the world at all, you understand that economies are extremely fragile, and we're all kind of linked together in a monetary system of trade, etc. And one of the countries that's really in trouble right now is Greece. They could default at any time, and there's been reports of this on the news. It's on the news currently. You can find it on the internet, whatever. But Greece is about to default. If that happens, it's going to cause a cascading effect. It's like playing dominoes. It's like playing with this lighter up in a forest that's got, what is it, that beetle disease that kills all the trees and turns it into a giant tinderbox. Basically, it takes just one domino to fall, which is Greece. And all these other countries are going to fall with it. Why? Because everything's tied to the euro. The euro is tied to the dollar. Need I go on? So if Greece falls, probably what's going to end up happening, and I'm just going to give you this warning because this is what I've been hearing through the grapevine anyway. I'll give you more information on this story as it becomes a little more concrete and prevalent. But what will end up happening is it's going to cause our money to be frozen. Why? Because everything's tied together. If something falls apart, we're not going to be able to have access to our money. So if you got money in a bank account, like savings, whatever, stuff like that, be a pretty good idea. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to cause a panic here or anything, but do your own homework and figure this out before you make any decisions that are irrational, because we don't want to cause a panic or, you know, have you guys flip out and cause the banking system to collapse or anything like that. But just be wary of that. If you feel like something's wrong in your gut and you no longer trust the system that's supposed to protect our money and our resources, then maybe it's a good idea you get that money and your resources and keep them on hand so that you can buy gold and silver, or commodities, or things that you need to prepare for what's coming. Now, Greece is on the verge right now. It could fall tomorrow, it could fall 3 days from now, 3 weeks from now, a year from now. I don't know. But it is pretty much imminent. Again, this is a message to those of you in Washington who think it's a good idea to spend money on pork barrel projects and social programs. Do you want to end up like Greece, where our money's worth nothing, we got riots in the streets? Well, it's coming, folks, because our politicians are so stupid they can't get the message straight. We say stop spending, they spend more. They tax us more. They spend all the money that they tax us. We're up to our eyeballs in debt as it is, and the president just wants to print more money and spend more money. Quantitative easing is killing us. I don't know if you've been to the gas pumps lately. I don't know if you've been to the store lately. I don't know if you've bought a box of ammo lately, but things are getting a little expensive. So, what can you do to kind of prepare for that? We're going to kind of segue into our next segment here in just a minute. But let's just, what can you do to prepare for a situation like that? Well, it's actually quite simple. Make sure you got cash on hand all times. Always have some money stashed aside so you can get things immediately that you need. Make sure that you have gold and silver. Believe me, it's going to be a lot easier for you to go to the grocery store and buy what you need if you got commodities like gold and silver or something you can trade, because if not, you're going to go with duffel bags full of money just to buy a loaf of bread, because that's what quantitative easing does. It inflates the money. Pretty soon we'll be in hyperinflation. It's the only way it's going to stop is if we stop spending and we start saving. The idea here is, folks, and I talked to a couple of people that I associate with, dear friends of mine. The idea is we need to start manufacturing. We need to start creating things again. We need to start being innovative. And we need to stop being so reliant on the government. We need to stop giving them the opportunity to spend money. We need to start creating things and doing things on our own. I mean, for example, this show is broadcast out of Colorado. Do you know that only a